Okay, so on to Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is a sign of, it's like Santa Claus, really. Generous, joyful, boisterous, exuberant, all these wonderful things. And I was just realizing that Jupiter has its joy in the 11th house, Jupiter ruling Sagittarius, and in the solar 11th. This is a really, really nice space for Sagittarians to work on their relationships, to build solid foundations with other people, to just enjoy being with people. And that kind of counterbalances the fact that Saturn's been running through their own sign for the past few years.
I was kind of joking with myself looking at Sagittarius because I don't know whether to laugh with you or laugh at you. Or, because it is, relationships are getting serious for people, and you've either had a string of relationships, as Sagittarius can have, being a restless sort of sign,
and Jupiter
being
Zeus,
the 11th,
wasn't exactly
and
faithful.
And Libra too.
Yeah, and Libra.
But also either that, or you're getting new major developments in an existing relationship that you're dealing with, and although the financial implications of that are going to kind of peter out by the time February comes along, so thankfully you won't be spending so much as you have been the last year in the context of relationships. I do think it's important though that you're coming to a time where the busy part of relationships is finishing, and now you're being asked to manifest your own desires in the relationship. So Sagittarius is used to hunting, but not so much used to coming back home. And I think in this year they're going to be feeling that, because again, with the mutable signs, there's emphasis on home and family coming in and responsibility. But especially for those people in the last couple of years that have gotten into serious relationships, the scars of previous relationships, the things that haven't been communicated from previous relationships, even that you haven't spoken to yourself as something that has happened, that you've dealt with, one needs to learn how to integrate that into existing relationships going forward and new relationships coming in.
Jupiter was the sky god, and he looked down on us from his exalted position. And I was going to say, I think that of all the signs, Sagittarius is best at looking at things in a very from a distance, and they can see the whole entire picture.
Yeah.
And I think my advice to Sagittarians this year would be to focus on the full picture as best you can, and see where these relationships come in. Some people are here to teach us, some people are here to discipline us, some people are here to make our lives a misery. But if you look at the whole picture, the message is what you need to discover, and I think they need to keep playing around with that and trying to find what that message actually means.
It's almost like they have to bring that exploration energy into the local space.
Yeah.
And find different ways of being innovative with relationship, having a new experience, because you don't want relationships and the existing home situation to become stale. And that's going to be the beginning of something negative. A good way to deal with this is to have your own pet project in the home space that you're working on, building a shed or a piece of furniture outside.
A home within a home kind of.
Spiritual warrior, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Guru Jupiter, a great benefic. First and foremost, your ruling planet does land in your 10th house, so there will be a lot about your outward persona, your public image, a career also as well, that is going to be emphasized over the course of 2017. During the year, Jupiter does change signs, so he will move into your 11th house, which is the house of gains and friends and groups, and so this particular area of your life later on in the year will definitely be magnified and will be energized. However, for those people who are Sagittarians or Moon in Sagittarius or Lagna in Sagittarius, the planet Saturn, first and foremost, is going to be in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is about releasing, it's about letting go, it's the house of endings, it's the house of loss. So perhaps over this last year that you've really had to sort of like let go in terms of, especially because Saturn is also the character for work. So things to do with structural things in your life, work, and parts of your life that bring structural
and finances.
Facilities and finances. So you've perhaps maybe had to let go of that. And again, remember I spoke about Jupiter, your ruling planet, being in the 10th and then again moving into the 11th. So there's something there about perhaps maybe having to let go. Now Saturn is now going to move from the 12th house and it's going to move into your first house. It's going to move onto your Lagna. For those of you, again, who have Moon in Sagittarius or Lagna Sagittarius, this means that the 8th house is going to be ruled by the Moon. So again, you're going to be coming into your Sadi Sati. So there's going to be a heaviness, a feeling of heaviness. Saturn is quite heavy. It's quite burdened. So over the year of 2017, you may feel a real heaviness and need to really get yourself structured, to really sort yourself out, really start taking yourself very seriously. Start looking after the body, because the Lagna is also the body. It's your physical body. So start looking, eating, good foods and whole foods that, provide health for your body too. So these are the things that you've got to be and need to be definitely be looking forward to. Then we're going to be looking at Rahu and Ketu. And did you want to say something about Rahu and Ketu?
So Rahu starts the year off in your 9th house.
Yes.
And Rahu is all about, the mouth, the head, the intellect, and it's in the 9th house. 9th house is all about spirituality. It's about study. It's about the guru. It's about spiritual matters. So what's been going on for you is very much about exploring that side for you and expressing it. Well, Ketu, which is about letting go, has been in your 3rd or house of communication. And so there's been this back and forth about learning and communicating, learning and expressing. But it's going to move backwards now into the 8th and the 2nd house. Yes. So with Rahu in the 8th house, you got to look to disruption with respect to inheritance, other people's property, other people's money, and having to be very responsible. And this is going to be also highlighted with Ketu, which is about loss and about letting go in the 2nd house. So it's your finances. And you have to find a way to redistribute what you have and how you have it in ways so that things are flowing. This is the more positive aspect of spiritualizing your finances. So it's about kind of having to deal with these Rahu and Ketu over the course of the year.
And they're not just husband and wife. Again, it's one-to-one relationships, it's business partnerships, it's people who you may be in contract with, or maybe even companies that you're in contract with as well. There will be some difficulties, limitation, where you're really having to make real, solid and concrete decisions in regards to this over 2017.